This afternoon I'm out here in the garden doing some cleanup, and what I'm getting ready to do is harvest some okra seeds. So I've had okra throughout the summer. We've ate a ton of it, but what I did is I left the plants here and left some of these pods to develop fully so I can collect the seeds and then replant them next year to get more okra. So let's take a closer look at how to collect okra seeds. So what I'm looking for are nice dry pods like this one. And I'll just come in with a pair of scissors, and they are kind of hard to snip off, but we'll give it a snip, and we'll go from there. Alright, now that I have a good number of pods collected, I can start getting the seeds out. And if I give these a shake, they sound almost like a maraca, and that's the seeds inside. So the easiest way to do this is to kind of work from the end, so the tip of the pod. And if I just start breaking it up like that, you start to expose the seeds. And they're arranged kind of in ribs around the outside of the pod. So if I pull one up like that, it helps get the seeds out. There we go. So that is all the seeds from just one pod. And that's about what you get in a seed pack. So from just a few pods, I ended up with an entire cup of seeds. And what I'm going to do is take these inside and just basically let them sit on the counter for a couple weeks to kind of dry out some more. And then I'll put them into a container to store them. Now, something handy that I use for smaller amounts of seed are empty pill bottles. So everybody ends up with empty pill bottles, or well, if you're my age, you do. And these make a great way to store seeds. However, I definitely have more here than will fit in a pill bottle. So something that I'll probably use for these is either, say, a small mason jar or just a Ziploc baggie. And then what I'll do is I'll store them in the refrigerator. And storing them in the fridge, that keeps them cool, it slows down their metabolism, and keeps them viable for longer. So an important thing to keep in mind is that collecting seeds like this only works if the plants are heirloom plants. So this is an heirloom variety of okra, so I know every year if I plant this seed, I get the exact same plant in return. Ooh. Okay, falling over there. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we have plants that are hybrids. So this variety of tomatoes that I grew this year, they're a hybrid variety. So if I planted these seeds, I wouldn't get the same tomatoes back. I would get a mix of the two varieties that were used to make this hybrid. So you always have to make sure that you're using heirlooms. The pole beans that I grow are an heirloom variety that's actually called Lazy Housewife. And the bean makes these pretty little pearl shaped beans. But what I do with these is I'll leave these on the vine until they dry out, and then I'll harvest the pods, empty out the beans, and just store them dry. So next year I can take some of those, set them aside, plant them, and get more beans. But the rest of them I can cook just like any other dry bean that you buy in the store. So growing seeds that you can collect is one of the most economical ways to garden. I mean, for every seed that you get, you're getting 100% return on that plant. So with an entire cup here that's worth multiple seed packs, you know, I've got plenty of seed here for the next season.